Welcome to the legendary Ennis House. Designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, located at 2607 Glendower Avenue in the neighborhood of Los Feliz. This 8,000 square foot home was built in 1924 and is one of the most recognizable homes in the hills of Los Angeles. It's both historic and livable with 3 bedrooms, 4 baths, a pool, library, loggia, billiard room, rose garden, and guest house. Plus, never seen before, Frank Lloyd Wright designed furniture. This once-in-a-lifetime architectural icon is on the market for $23 million. Come take a closer look. Wright began building homes in California in the early 1920s. Mesoamerican culture was becoming very popular in the US, and Wright was very influenced by those structures. Carved stones and enormous step-back pyramids, the Ennis House is arguably one of the best examples of Mayan revival in the US. Wright created a technique where he would literally take concrete and create it into a textile. He would mold the concrete blocks and knit them around a steel lattice. You'll see the special geometric design which is carved into each block. It's been featured in movies and TV shows from Blade Runner to Twin Peaks. Would take casts of these tiles and use them to build sets on sound stages. This is the last of his 4-block houses. It's also the largest and the best situated, with views from every room. A $17 million restoration started in 2007 now has the Ennis House in better than original condition at almost a century old. In the restoration, 5,000 of the blocks were placed and modernized. So the home is currently stronger than ever before while keeping the original design. Take a look at this gorgeous view. It's from downtown all the way into the ocean. Today we are experiencing a bit of June gloom, which does happen about once a year in Los Angeles, but even still, it makes it look that much more cinematic. When you first walk in, the entrance feels very dark and enclosed. Wright likes to use compression and release, guiding you toward the main spaces of the house. You can notice how when you're walking up the stairs, the space completely opens up. Doesn't that reveal feel great? We have this 12-seater dining table, and what's amazing is the furniture is designed by Frank Lloyd Wright himself. This is the first time this furniture has ever been made. Most of the rooms have 4 exposures where light can come through all day. The Ennis House was one of the first homes to start using these corner windows. The glass meets at the corner to make the joint completely disappear. This is very difficult to do today, so you can imagine how difficult it was to do in the 20s. These views from this corner window connect you all the way to downtown LA. So now we're going to go down into the living room, connected so beautifully right off the dining room. So when you sit down in this living room, it's the perfect room to entertain. It's really comfortable, very chic, has the logo throughout. And then there's more of Frank Lloyd Wright's original furniture design, and it really connects you to the architecture. While it looks like a block house on the outside, on the inside it feels like a glass house. So Frank Lloyd Wright calls these windows light screens. They've got abstractions of nature, but they do not use a lot of colored glass. The same company that built these windows is still around today. I just love how the glass windows sparkle all day with the western exposure. It leads right out into this amazing terrace with these fabulous views. So while you're enjoying this house, you can take in the city. We have this amazing glass mosaic fireplace. The light sparkles off of it all day long. And it's almost as old as the house itself. You'll also see that this block carries throughout the inside. So it feels very organic, even though it's concrete. And it's visually connecting you to the exterior of the house. The entire home is connected by one long loggia. This is what Frank Lloyd Wright calls a continual becoming, where one space flows and evolves depending on its purpose. For example, it connects you right to this room, which is currently a library. This actually used to be Mrs. Ennis's bedroom. You can see this beautiful bookcase, and it continues over to the bathroom with the fabulous travertine walls and the sunken tub. And all of these tiles are original. How nice would it be just to sit and have a bath in here? In this gorgeous courtyard, you hear all the beautiful sounds of nature, from the birds, the running water. You have the breeze coming through the trees, and everything is adorned by the gorgeous view. And this heads straight to Mr. Ennis's bedroom, also known as the master bedroom. Upon walking in, again, you get Frank Lloyd Wright's classic reveal, which starts a little lower and takes you to the open brightness of the main room. You have a fireplace, built-in closets, and of course, his columns with the Mayan tiles throughout. The teak floors, which match the ceiling, of course, and the built-in teak closet wardrobe that Mr. Ennis had, which is perfectly mirrored and lined teak drawers. Also, his fantastic vanity here that is backlit and perfect for pulling up a vanity chair. Every detail in this home, including the grate that runs with the teak floors, are all in line with the aesthetic of Frank Lloyd Wright. And out here you have your amazing private balcony where you're surrounded by your trees, the view, you can take your morning coffee. In his master bathroom, you will see all of the original tiles, and they have all been restored to perfection. You have another one of these amazing sunken tubs, and even the original commode. This pool was designed in 1940 for the owner at the time, Mr. John Nesbitt. The current owner has completely rebuilt it to its original specifications. And in the morning, the loggia sparkles with the blue reflected light of the pool. In 1975, Day of the Locust was shot here. To the north, you have unobstructed views of Griffith Park and San Gabriel Mountains. Now just imagine having a glamorous pool party with you and your friends here at the pool. And now I'm going to take you on a secret little path that takes you to the South Terrace. On this path, you have all these beautiful flowers, the lemon trees. You can see these ancient pine trees up above. So this brings us to another terrace. You have seating on the left over here and another little pond on the right because Frank Lloyd Wright loves water. You have an herb garden here with sage and so many beautiful different herbs. It smells delicious. It really feels like you're in King's Landing or something like that when you come through here. And now we're up to the long southern terrace, which runs along the side of the house. It runs parallel to the pool, except it takes you out to the city. It's such an epic house, you constantly feel like you're exploring. To the right over here, we actually have a billiards room. In 1940, this was converted into a billiards room for John Nesbitt. This has a bar, an original fireplace from 1940. It also has a collection of golf balls that was once owned by Bob Hope. This is such a great room. You can play pool, you can hang out with your friends, have a drink at the bar. It's really cozy down here. So we've gone through a lot of the public areas. Now let's take a look at some of the service areas. So you'll notice we're taking the main staircase up through the entryway. And if you go around this way, we'll head to the kitchen. So just off the dining room, you enter this way to the kitchen. Here you have what we would call in modern day chef's prep, connecting to the main kitchen. You have the original tile work throughout the entire kitchen. All of the appliances are period range, but they are not the original ones. But this is exactly how it would have looked in its time. A great center island, which is perfect for prep as well. And here you have a side door, easy access to another terrace. There's another side door over here that gives you exterior access to the kitchen, perfect for caterers to come in or staff. Now I want to show a really cool feature that I love about this house, and it's the bridge. This bridge is right above the gate and runs directly over the motor court. It also connects the pool to the guest house. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath with a full kitchen. The Ennis House has always been a popular filming location as early as 1933. Blade Runner was filmed right underneath here. The exteriors for House on Haunted Hill and Buffy the Vampire Slayer were filmed right over here. The Ennis House also inspired the design of Dany's penthouse in Marine in Game of Thrones. These steps take us up to the upper pond. This is the largest pond on the property, of which there are 3. And again, you're situated so you're looking directly at the view. This is one of my favorite spots, the trees, the beautiful scents, and of course the pond. So the rose gardens here are the highest point on the property. You have multiple varieties of roses, and when the season's right, they're all in bloom. Here is a very peaceful nook of the property where you can sit and read, have your tea, and really take in the view from another perspective. Frank Lloyd Wright's intention with all of his homes was for you to connect with nature. The Ennis House has been lovingly restored to Frank Lloyd Wright's original vision. This is the best condition it has ever been in. Completely modernized and structurally reinforced, with custom Wright furniture built out for the first time. The Ennis House will make its mark on the Hollywood landscape for 100 more years. This unbelievable architectural landmark can be yours for $23 million.